Look what she's done. She's painted the kitchen blue. Look your baby, she was doing that last night. And while she was doing that, I was on Facebook having a little type out. Something popped up. Come and see what I went out and bought last night at about 9 o'clock, 20 past 9. You might like it.
I like the kitchen.
Lovely jubbly. Well, as I say, it came up on Facebook, the bloke wanted £50 for it. I offered £35 straight away. He said okay. I said right, I'll be straight down to pick it up. Have a look what I've got. Hold on, is it open? Hold on. Oh, I've got the wrong keys. Wait there. Right, okay. Open the boot. Oh, look at this lot. Well, as you can see here, it's a job lot of 6 Honda engines, all different ones. And the thing I liked about them is they was all vertical engines, you know, the ones where you can put a pulley on the side and you can run things like go-karts or pit bikes, track bikes, anything like that. And anyway, we'll get them all out, have a look at them around the back, because I'm going to do some old start, cold start, and maybe try and repair these. It's got to be worth £35, isn't it? There's 2 generators here. This generator here, the chap tells me it didn't hardly have any use whatsoever because they got it as a standby generator. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that they're all Honda stuff. There's 2 generators. One of them, he said, starts, but it doesn't generate electricity. He doesn't know about the rest of them. One of them has been submerged underwater, so I don't know whether we're going to be able to get that one started. But let's get them all out now, and we'll take them around the back. And this will be an ongoing series of videos of us trying to restore, renovate, get these going, do things with the engine. So let's get them out. Right, well, here they all go, and I think I had quite a good deal when I bought this lot for £35. So we've got what appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4 small engines and 2 generators. Let's have a little closer look at them. Now this one here, he told me the last time he run this it worked, but it turns over. And what is it actually? It's a little Honda. I'm looking for a badge, and there's the vertical shaft, as you can see, which is what I was after. And very easy to attach a clutch mechanism to that, where you can drive all sorts of things, little go-kart, a little bike or whatever. So yeah, here we go. It's a little Honda engine, obviously, and it all appears to be there. There's a bit of wire in there, I'm not too sure what that is, but we can sort that out. This one here is some sort of Honda generator, general purpose engine it's got on there. Coming around this side, obviously there's the carburettor there and the exhaust around that side, and this one turns over nice and freely too. And he told me that this one works, but it doesn't push out any power out of the generator. As you can see, there's an electrical outlet on the back there, which in the UK is a 13 amp socket, and it's been played about with because someone's put tape over there and that's loose the end plate, so I'll have to have a look into that. This one, he said, was a little submersible pump, and it was actually brand new, and it got submerged in water, so I don't know whether it turns over or whatever, so I'm not too sure about this one. The pull cord looks like it goes through there, which isn't on there, but as I said, I don't know how long it's been underwater. And looking in the pump mechanism side, there's a spout there obviously, but I honestly don't know too much about this one. What is it anyway? It's a WX10 4-stroke Honda. Looks like a little generator. Nice little engine, it's only light as well, very, very small. Look, you can pick that up easy. Let's put that over there for the moment. And then you've got these two, which seem very similar. This one's a G100 2.5, I presume that's 2.5 horsepower, yes it is. I can see that. This looks like a little pump. Again, the impeller mechanism, oh, it's free at the back, look. But I'm not too sure, as I say, where the faceplate to that's gone, but I wouldn't want to be using that as a pump anyway, so maybe some sort of conversion to it. And that one, as I say, turns over all right. This one looks a little bit bigger actually, although there's no pull cord on this one. And someone's had a look at this by the looks of it. this one has got the pump body on it, but I don't know about this one. I can't really say too much about that at the moment because someone's taken the nut off that holds the pulley on there, and it's obviously looks a bit rusty in there, so we'll have to have a guess of that one. Then we got this big thing. This is an E1500. I'll take it that means it's a 1.5 kilowatt output, maybe, I don't know, I'm not too sure. But he assures me this thing was brand new. Oh yeah, turns over okay as well, look. And it was bought for to be used as a standby generator. Yeah, it's got an old European socket on that by the looks of it. AC out there, look. I'm not too sure on that one. There's a 12 volt output on it. But it's very rusty. It's been standing about for many a year, I would suggest. But it does turn over. I don't sort of know what sort of condition the fuel tanks are going to be in on this. There is some sort of filter on there. I can pull that out. In actual fact, you probably can't see that, but it's pretty clean in there. So that's promising. May just put a little bit of fuel in there just to try it and see if we can pull start it. He says he's not started these for years and years and years, literally. So, and this one, as I said, is barely. The reason why I got all these so cheap was because he said that they're moving house, which he was, because there was a for sale board outside the front of the house, and he said the wife wants him to get rid of a load of stuff out of the garage. And the funny thing was that I actually phoned Gary up about 20 past 9 or 9:15 last night and told him to come. Is he doing anything? Can he give me a hand? And I told him what it was. He said, I've just seen them. He said, I was going to go. He said, but I couldn't be bothered to get out and get dressed again. So I've pulled him out and I've got the deal, and he missed it. So that was how that works out. So Gary come down with me to pick him up. Right, okay, so got to be worth £35 though, surely. And as I say, we'll have a little bit of a cold start on maybe one of these at the moment. So I think we should start with a generator, seeing as that's the biggest and it's got a clean petrol tank. So the first thing I'll do is make sure we've got a fuel line on there and just put a drop of juice in it. Again, I'm not expecting anything here. This is more of a sort of investigation first of all, bearing in mind what he said, that it was running but he'd never used it. It was just a spare standby generator. That should be enough. Right, let's put that on there. And although it turns over, what I want to do before I do anything was just check whether or not it's got oil in the engine. So I'll do that. Where's the oil thing on this? Right, got a pair of pliers and a bit of cloth. Hello. There's a stumpy little thing in it. On a bit of wire. I've never seen that before. Again, it's on a flat base anyway, or as flat as I can get it anyway. Push that in there. That's strange, isn't it? It goes round a sharp bend. Right, now I'm going to wind it right in, because some of these that you don't have to wind right in, but I'll do it anyway just to give us an indication. All I want to see is that it's on the dipstick, which I'm not too sure actually. There's a little mark right on the end of that dipstick there, and I think it's just on there, but I'm not quite happy. I'm going to put a little drop more in. I won't put a lot in. I'll do a little bit at a time, because I don't want to overfill it, because overfilling it is just as bad as underfilling it. Let's come around the front. Got the spark plug there, as you can see. Right, put that down there. Now, what's that on the bottom of the fuel bulb there? There's a little fuel tap here with a little fuel bulb which is clear. The fuel tap's off at the moment. If I turn that, oh, I've just seen fuel go into the fuel bulb. So hopefully the carb would have been, oh, it's leaking out, look. Maybe just undo this fuel bowl. I think maybe just the seals are maybe dried out on it. There's a rubber ring on there, you see, look. It looks all clean, it looks alright. Is the seat alright? The seat looks clean. I think it was just letting by a little bit, that's all. maybe just through dryness, I don't know. I'll try and nip it up again because it's aluminium. This is not plastic anyway, so it feels pretty substantial. I might just nip it up a little bit more than what it was. Now that I know that it's not plastic, I'm pretty happy that I can give it just a little bit more go on it. Turn it on again. That's it, sorted it. Just dry, I think, that's all it was. Right, so I know I've got fuel going to it. That looks like, is that a choke mechanism? Yeah, there's a choke mechanism there. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but there's a little lever there. I presume that's the choke. That's probably off and that's probably on, so I'm going to leave it on at the moment. Fuel is flowing. Engine is loose. That's a circuit breaker. That's on, that's off. That's for the electrical side of things. I'm not worried about that. Minimum and maximum. And adjustable speed. So I'll leave that on minimum for the moment. Engine switch on, engine switch off. I'll leave it on anyway for the moment, see what happens. Right, I'm not holding out too much hope, but let's give it a go. If I need to turn it off, where do I turn it off from quickly? Maybe the switch, I don't know. Don't forget, it's not been started over for a long time. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the plug out, see if we've got a spark, and maybe drop a drop of fuel down into the spark plug hole. So let's do that. It may be the case that we might not have spark. You don't know, because he did say that this was a points one. It's not got electronic ignition, so it could be that the points are crapped up if we haven't got a spark, and there's a very good chance that they're corroded. Right, well that's very dry. I can't smell fuel, and I don't know where we're going to get a good earth to be able to pull that to turn it over. I haven't got a container to put little squirts of petrol in, so what I've got is some carbon choke cleaner. If I just whack a bit of that in there, and all we're looking for is for it to kick. So before I do anything, let me just try this with a bit of fuel in there. As I say, it was really dry in there, as though there was no fuel in there. So let me just try this. There we go. I don't think so, no. Right, let's pull that off again. Put the spark plug tester, which doesn't fit in there. It's got a different end on it. That's nice to know, isn't it? I might still be able to get a contact on there. Hold on. Oh, I think that's on there. Right, I can't see a spark. Right, I can't see a spark. So let's try and find out where the points are and take a look at them. Right, well I've since found out that the oil level on the dipstick was low. I've looked online, I found a brochure for it, so I filled that up again to the correct level, and apparently the points live under here, which is the recoil cover. So we'll just have a look here first and see if we can gain access to them without too much hassle. Just taking this off. Right, okay, there's a recoil there. Nice and easy. And on the side here we've got what appears to be 4 10mm bolts to hold the cover on. Now hopefully I should pull off. Right, okay. Looks like we've had a little mouse nest in there. Look, there's a few nuts and stuff like that. Let's get that out of the way. Now, I presume we have to get the big nut off in the centre and pull the flywheel off. Maybe it's underneath there. So let me get the air gun out and we'll just zip that big nut off. Right, okay. That's the compressor you can hear in the background. That's a 19mm socket on that one. Try that. Nice and easy with the right tools, isn't it? Right, I don't know how easy or hard this is going to be to pull off. Let's go and get my mallet. I've got my little copper mallet here and a pry bar. Just see if we can just... Did that move then? Yes, there we go. There we go, look at that. Nice when a plan comes together. There we go, that's that off. And that to me looks like the little points cover underneath there. Right, okay, so where's my little sockets? That looks like an 8mm or something. Put that over there. I'll keep the 10mm out because I'm still using that. Yeah, 8mm there. Yep, that fits. Let's put that on there like that. Only little screws these. Got to be careful not to lose the old Woodruff key that's sitting in there. I think that might have to be drifted off actually before I gain access to the points. There's a very good chance that this has never been off. Don't say you've got to take the coil off and all. Yeah, I think you've got to undo the coil as well. That goes underneath, look. And that looks like a 10mm. Let's put that there for a minute. Just undo the coil. I might be able to get away with just undoing sort of one bolt and then pivoting it. Not sure. I'll take that one out. Get that out of the way. Nah, you got to take it right out. Typical, isn't it? Yeah, there's definitely been something living in here. There we go. Just to move that over a little bit so I can just withdraw that, and there they are. There's the points. They look pretty clean actually. Let me show you. That's the contacts at the top there. Look. You can probably see, but they look a bit mucky. So I'll get some wet and dry paper and just give them a bit of a clean out. Let's do that first. Used to do this on the old moped, on my little Fizzy, my little Yamaha FS1E and my RD250DX what I had years ago. A lot difficult to get to on them though than this. Right, that's that side. Let's just do that side one more time. Right, okay, that's that. And while I'm here, it's got this little felt pad which is normally soaked in oil. I'm just going to put a little bit of lube on that. Just there. There we go, just on there like that. And while I'm here, I might as well just sort of try and get that up on the cam if I can. Just gently gonna just bring that round to on the cam. Right, I'd say that's on the peak now. Let's get the feeler gauges. That's probably about 13 thou, which is 0.330mm. We're going to see if that's correct. I'm just going to check online. Right, well, I can't find any information on points on it at the moment, so I'm going to go with that gap, whatever it is now. Let's get rid of the cobwebs and let's put this back to as we found it. Now we know we've cleaned the points, and I'll see you in a minute. I thought I'd just check the air filter while I was here. I'm glad I did, because literally it's turned to dust. So I'm going to just hook that out there if I can, because that'll only get sucked into the carb, and we don't want that. It's totally ruined. That won't help matters. Literally it's a powder, look. So that's no good whatsoever. So at least now I can see that the choke mechanism is working. I'll just leave that off for the minute. Right, okay. I'm going to try and see if we got spark again now. Again, I don't hold out much hope for this connector on here, whether me being able to see it. So bright. Can't see anything. Needs to be darker. Try and shield that from the sun if I can. I know you won't be able to see it, but hopefully I will. Yes, we got spark. Brilliant. Right, well, I'm going to put that spark plug lead back on. Did I tighten that spark plug in properly? I think I did. Just push that back in, and if we got spark and we got fuel, which I hope we have. Fuel tap's on, yep. The switch is on. Let's try again. Right, you can hear it slapping about a little bit. I'm of the opinion that these have got a belt drive at the back which drives the motor. So let's just have a look at that and find out if that belt's a bit slack. Well, that's super. In here the belt lives apparently. So far all we're going to need to get for this at the moment is an air filter. It definitely wasn't running as you saw, but the points seem to have been the problem. And someone would have probably pulled that and pulled it and thought, oh, I'll get rid of it, sod it. It's covered in rust. Let's not bother with it. But as you can see, with a little bit of maintenance and adjustment, it was an easy starter. I'm going to need a spanner on the back there. And that actually started superbly. So I'm well pleased with that. And personally, as it's a 1500 watt, I've got two more generators, but they're only sort of, I think one's a 750 watt and one's a 500 watt, something like that, very small. You can't run anything substantial off them, but something this size, 1500 watts, you can, you've got some sort of scope then. And it was pretty quiet as well. So typical with the older points machines, if they've not run for a long time, they get corrosion on the points and that's it. You're knackered. Yes, it is slapping about as well. There we go. Expected to find a mice living in there. Again, you adjust the motor by sliding an adjuster back, apparently, which I've just seen. Not too sure what the tension is on this, but that's what I think I heard slapping about. So all I'll do is just give this a bit of a clean. Just make sure we can adjust it up. Try and stop that slapping sound. 4 engine mounts just to loosen off. And then you wind the adjuster this way to tighten it. So let me just do that. Right, okay, let's try and start it one more time, this time see if we've got any output. Right, okay, well it's pushing out about 350 volts at the moment, and that's why the gauge is right over as well. That could be due to corrosion, that could be due to something shorting out in the generator. We'll have a look at that another time, but I think you'll find we've actually got it running. And even if we don't use it as a generator, that vertical engine will make good a great go-kart engine or a little pit bike engine, something like that. And there you go, I hope you've enjoyed this little tinkering about video. We've got loads more to do, as you know, and do check out my other videos, and also subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.